Hi there, this is Tets of Tets Toys and Shenanigans, and I'm just going to do a little video review of the Gutto Kuru Minerva. What can I say about this toy? I'll start off with this. It is not worth full price. It is kind of small. There's a Sentinel Prime there. That's how big it is. She is very skinny. And everything you get is that, including the stand there. The biggest thing about this toy is the box. So I just like to have a look over the box. We take Minerva out of the way and have a look, and down the bottom it's got some nice G1 styled colours and stuff going on, with a Choujin Masterforce Transformers in the movie font. So I wonder if that's, or maybe that's Prime font, probably a little combination of both. Number 49 in the Gutto Kuru figure collection by CM's Corp. Up the top it says Gutto Kuru Minelba. The fact that they got good and cool into Gutto Kuru is slightly disturbing, but kind of goes to show in the figures really. High prices and low quality, and larger than life-size picture. If you actually got Minerva to be this big, aside from the fact that it would be oversized, it would probably be worth the asking price. Other side just has her a little bit more relaxed looking. And on the back we just have your options for your plays. So, as you can see there, we've got a selection of faces, your head options, and what you get in here. So you got your body, some other stuff, face parts, hands parts, hair parts, helmet, collector's stand, statistics. And down here, these are your instructions on how to swap her faces over. And this is where this little extra piece is the entire thing that connects her head to her neck. So this is plugged into the back of her neck, and then the helmet rests on that piece there. And I just noticed as I took her helmet off and swapped her hair over that this piece came off the neck, and actually trying to getting it into the hair was an incredible pain in the kalaka. So it would have been nice if there was some other way, because really there's not much holding her head on there. It would have been nice if they'd thought of some extra way of how to do it, because it was terribly awkward for my fingers. Which is strange, because it is a collector's sort of item, this one, I guess, and you can't imagine any kids wanting this kind of dorky looking 80s character. But there we go. It's sculpted decently enough. Her hair has a nice 80s look to it. I like so, and her face doesn't look too bad. The hair, despite being so long, actually fits nicely on her back. And you can lift it up and move it around over her little headmaster head that sits on her back. The backpack, as I shall now refer to it. So it doesn't get in the way that much, so that's pretty good. One thing that really does irk me about this though is a freakishly long neck. It's quite disturbing, and some of the angles like that is, just makes it look a little bit wrong. General sculpting isn't too bad. Thank you. And, you know, she has the look that she needs. Joints wise, she's pretty well articulated. You can bend her legs all the way up there. Her elbows are just a single join, and her wrists have a join and a swivel in there. Same with her head. Her feet are a bit limited. She's got big chunky looking robot feet, and they swing back and forward like this, and you can move her toes there, which I, kind of like. She's a fairly solid figure and can stand by herself. Her arms have a bit of a strange joint. You can lift them up there, but if you go to lift them up any higher, you pop it out. Now, I had a Gutto Kuru before, and it suffered with the same issue, except it was much, much worse on that one. So I can only assume it's because of this piece to make it look like she's got an armpit or a connection there. Plus these bits will get in the way as well, I guess. What else? She comes apart fairly easily. And you can get some good movement out of her thighs too. Although on mine, have a look over here. This is because the glue kind of got stuck in her waist a little bit, and I could get no movement out of that leg until I took it off, and it looked just like this. So you've got a joint in here for which the leg plugs into, and in her thigh you've got a little joint in there as well. And yeah, I had to actually pull this out a little bit, so I had to get my paper clip and shove it in there and kind of lift this up a bit and then plug it on, because otherwise I couldn't get any movement out of that leg whatsoever. So once I did that, it you know, opened it up for me. So there are some bits of annoying articulation issues that they've not quite gotten over, but aside from that, she's got like good waist and a chest swivel, and you know, head very good. And I do like the way they did her bottom, so you don't end up with the big sort of gap there when you have her taking a step forward. She comes with 3 faces. One there. They seem competently sculpted. A yelling. And this will be her happy face. In her helmet. I do like the way that you can actually see her eyes through her visor. That's very cool. There's a proper face look. To swap her face over, you need to just pull off her fringe, pull off her face, and then chuck another one on, like so, and then replace her fringe. If you actually want to change your helmet over though, it's a little bit more complex, because you take your hair off. Yeah. Grab the helmet, and now these little grooves just in here, you see those 2 slots on either side, they're just above my fingernail. They slide onto this piece here, so you help if you angle it up. This little red piece is the one that you connect it to, and these little tabs here slide into those grooves in the helmet. So connect that in, give it a good push, and then you'll end up, because this is normally a gap in the back of the helmet, end up with that piece filling up quite nicely. And so which head did I decide to give her? Not that one, too happy. Give her an angry face. Put that on. Pop that on. And so now we have Minerva with her helmet on. I do like the fact that you can see her eyes through her visor, which I think I may have said before. And the helmet's nicely sculpted with the wings, much like a Valkyrie. However, give that a good press. Have a look at her head here, and you notice that, well, hopefully you can see that, there we go, the back of the helmet, which is obviously a painted red, is a slightly different colour to the front, which is kind of a bit sloppy in my opinion. Not very impressed with that. Her hands are interchangeable. She comes with a good selection of fists and open and closed hands, and a shaking hand obviously, which is a bit strange. And you just pop them off and pop another one back on. Like so, get in there. There we go. So it's quite easy to swap over her hands. And she also comes with her backpack helmet, which looks quite nice for the head. When I got mine, this panel here was shoved up into the forehead piece, which is the way it should be for the robot mode head. And I had the most incredibly annoying time trying to get the bloody thing out. So just be aware that it may be extremely tough. And these two scratches here were done by me as I attempted to put it on there. And so is the little stress point here. But this just slides up. And you get the head, and then the head just slides down as well. And there's a robot mode head. Which is kind of nice that they did it, but rather irrelevant since you can't transform into a head anyway, so what's the point? So they might as well have just left it as this mode for that, and sort of left it on there. But you can chuck it on there, and it just plugs into a little hole in her back. Like so. Sits quite nicely, and her hair of course sits down the middle there quite well. Due to the range of movement that she has, the hair doesn't actually get in the way much, so you can kind of get her looking over there and... Whoa, look at that disturbing neck. God, it freaks me out a little bit, you know. There we go. And that's how you do it. That is Minerva essentially. I think for what you get, quite an expensive figure. I got mine for 6,000 yen from Mummy Yummy. I suspect I wouldn't want to pay any more. In fact, I know I would have rather paid less. You get this stand with it, which needs to be assembled, but for all intents and purposes, that is the whole kit and caboodle. Now you compare that to, say, this one. That's just a 2,500 yen Figma. And I'd say accessories-wise, she comes with a see-through eagle thing and a bunch of hands and some extra faces as well. So she's slightly short in accessories, but, you know, close enough to not really make all that much difference. Not an extra 5,000 yen difference anyway. This thing full retail is supposed to be 8,800 yen, and there's no way it's worth it for that. That's for sure. So do I like it? It's alright. Would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't recommend it. No. No, definitely not. Unless you can get it for maybe 4,000 yen, I think it would be okay value, but I think otherwise I wouldn't bother. It's small, nice enough, but just far too expensive for what you get. I will be interested to see what Jinrai ends up looking like actually, because I believe he's a bit more expensive again. So unless he's got a whole load of stuff going on, I think we're up for more disappointments. That makes two essentially disappointing Gutto Kurus that I have, because I did buy one earlier and that was also nicely sculpted but very much overpriced. And it did sell out, so obviously the company are getting away with rubbishy quality, nicely sculpted but extremely overpriced toys. So there's a lesson in that, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching.